The United States' unclear crypto policies have led businesses like Ripple to explore investing outside the nation. Brad Garlinghouse has claimed the Ripple CEO advised the U.S. to follow the U.K. and Singapore. How do you think this will affect the cryptocurrency and the U.S. economy? We will answer these questions in today's. Prominent Bitcoin advocate Max Keiser has spoken out with his forecast for the result of the case pitting Ripple against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). Keiser says he thinks Ripple will lose the court and that XRP is marked for death. The current case, Keiser tweeted recently, is not about the law, but rather about eradicating XRP. According to him, SEC Chair Gary Gensler was tasked with destroying XRP. Keiser further said that El Salvador's acceptance of Bitcoin as legal cash was an important step toward ignoring other cryptocurrencies that are considered unregistered securities. Keiser also made some remarks on prominent companies and initiatives to provide spot Bitcoin ETFs. Recently, WisdomTree, a prominent ETF provider, followed BlackRock in applying to the SEC for permission to create the WisdomTree Bitcoin Trust. Keiser commented that the SEC's enforcement activities have affected both individual players and crypto exchanges, paving the way for these bigger firms to join the Bitcoin industry. Keiser, who is well known for his unwavering Bitcoin advocacy, has repeatedly called XRP a shitcoin and other derogatory terms in his criticism of altcoins. In the continuing litigation against Ripple, he has sided with the SEC's claims that XRP is a security. When the SEC takes action against other cryptocurrencies, Keiser usually uses the occasion to bash the XRP community. Members of the XRP community have shown they are willing to defend the cryptocurrency against Keiser's claims. Interestingly, CryptoLaw's John Deaton echoed one of Keiser's claims about the SEC. Deaton agreed with the assessment that SEC Chair Gary Gensler is trying to reduce competition by preserving incumbents and the status quo. The continuing discussion over XRP's legal standing and the role of regulatory agencies in influencing the crypto ecosystem is enriched by Keiser's forecasts and critiques, which come as the Ripple vs. SEC litigation proceeds. The Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS, granted Ripple's Singaporean affiliate Ripple Markets APAC Pte. A major payments institution license on June 22. The company also used Twitter to reveal its expanded presence in Asia and Oceania. According to Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, the MAS is still in the vanguard of digital asset regulation because it sees the value of cryptocurrencies in commercial and consumer settings. On June 27th, as part of Ripple's partnership with the MAS, Garlinghouse will speak at a seminar in Switzerland about how investment and clear legislation may aid in the development of digital assets. Ripple's chief legal officer, Stu Alderodi. With the imminent debut of FedNow, a revolutionary fast payment service, the United States Federal Reserve, Fed, is set to transform financial transactions throughout the country. The Fed has said they want to launch the service by July 2023 after first announcing it in 2019. An innovative step forward in banking technology, the FedNow service facilitates instantaneous money transfers between banks throughout the country. Beginning in April, the Fed will start approving participating banks in preparation for the rollout. Based on what was learned during the FedNow trial, interested institutions will need to undergo a client testing and certification procedure. Early adopting banks may use this information to tune their systems in preparation for the start of live transactions. FedNow CEO and first vice president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, Ken Montgomery, has issued a call to action. He has encouraged banks to be ready for the upcoming launch, saying that the FedNow service is available to any bank that is required to be licensed by the government. This occurs when curiosity in decentralized ledger technology, blockchain, continues to rise. Ripple is a blockchain business with ties to the XRP cryptocurrency that aspires to provide low-cost, instantaneous cross-border payment solutions for financial institutions. Banks may use XRP for quick transactions, thanks to Ripple's liquidity hub. Stellar Lumens is another important player in this market, since it is a blockchain-based payment network that facilitates cheap and quick international transactions. It seems, however, that FedNow may provide a problem for these blockchain-based alternatives. A major step in connecting conventional banking with decentralized finance has been announced with the integration of FedNow with Metal blockchain. This will enable for instantaneous conversion between money and stablecoins. FedNow is now in competition with other stablecoins and cross-border payment networks like Ripple's XRP and Stellar Lumens, XOM. FedNow's appeal rests in its potential to provide a more efficient and less expensive alternative to the existing centralized payment system, which may take days to process payments even on business days. This suggests that banks would wish to monitor FedNow's progress. It is unclear at this time whether the FedNow service will make use of Ripple, Stellar Lumens, or any other fintech firms. Meanwhile, it's obvious that the financial industry is on the verge of a major transition, and that means everyone involved has to be prepared. The launch of FedNow in July will usher in a new age of fast payments, and its possible effects on other blockchain and financial assets, such as Ripple and Stellar Lumens, will be a major topic of discussion. The most anticipated event of 2023 in the cryptocurrency industry is the summary judgment in the Ripple litigation. Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, both had motions allowed and refused by Judge Analyst Torres on March 6, 2023. It has already been almost 100 days since then, and we are still waiting for the summary judgment. Already, Ripple's leadership has voiced optimism that a final decision may be issued by the end of 2023. But what are the odds that the verdict would be handed down any earlier than the fourth quarter? It has been around 110 days since the previous decision, but it typically takes federal courts about 166 days to issue summary rulings. The University of Denver conducted a study on civil case processing in federal courts and found that for all summary judgment motions, the mean time to rule was 166 days, but the variation across courts was even more pronounced, from a low of 63 days on average in the fastest court to a high of 254 days on average in the slowest court. Therefore, even taking the typical amount of time into account, there may be little odds of receiving the final judgment in Q3 of 2023. Some members of the crypto community are impatiently waiting for the judge's decision. The extended delay, Crypto Bull said, is damaging the public's faith in the judicial system. Max Keiser, a key Bitcoin advisor to El Salvador's President Bukele, predicts that the SEC will target Ethereum, ETH, and Ripple, XRP, as unregistered securities. Keiser claims that the SEC is a front for the banking cartel and operates as a protection racket in response to John E. Deaton's tweet claiming the SEC can't kill XRP despite the harm it's done. Keiser tweeted the following. Keiser said the SEC will resort to using national security and the Patriot Act as justification in order to get what it wants. During a discussion between the two leading people in the crypto industry, Deaton admitted that the SEC may have been successful in inflicting major harm to the convicted firms. Losses include a lack of liquidity and the possible delisting of certain users. He did, however, point out that the current SEC chair, Gary Gensler, will not be in his position forever, and that things may shift after he leaves. Deaton said that the SEC deemed Bitcoin a security between 2013 and 2015. That incident is behind us, and he anticipates that the present problems with ETH and XRP will have a similar course. He said that a group of investors had captured the regulatory system, making it the preferred cryptocurrency at the moment. Keiser concurred with Deaton that XRP's liquidity has been decreased due to SEC regulatory monitoring. He foresaw more trouble ahead for XRP and believes evidence exists that Ripple, XRP, intentionally set out to deceive regulators by creating a fraudulent cryptocurrency. Keiser has already tweeted his belief that the SEC's measures against XRP constitute overreach, but he believes the regulatory authority will stop at nothing to stop the idea. Keiser maintains that XRP will be destroyed by the SEC and that the end of the project is just a matter of time.